Hello, friends. You're listening to Call to Homeschool, episode number 257. Exciting news. I don't know if you've ever heard me talk about this before on the podcast, but my favorite emotion to feel is excitement. I love it. And so I have been on Cloud Nine to share some very exciting news with everyone. So, a couple of things. First, I have a brand new website. This has needed to happen for a while. My old site was functional, big, barely. It had some major issues, and I was always working with my web girl to try to fix them. And we were just trying to fix a sinking boat. And it turned out to best to just let the boat drown and build a whole new boat. So I have let the old site go and went with a completely different company that has much better services. So, those of you who've been in my membership, you are amazingly patient and wonderful. Those of you who maybe left because of site issues, don't worry. Site is all fixed and all of these things, which means that the doors to my membership program are now open. So, what in the world is in my membership? Well, I am so glad that you ask. Friends, I'm wrapping up my 16th year of homeschooling. I have 7 kids. I have taught every grade multiple times. I have graduated. How many kids? 4 kids now. I'm going to have my son that just graduated on the podcast in May, so he can kind of talk about his experience with homeschooling. I have my other teens when they're not all teens now, they're in their 20s, but I've had them on the podcast before talking about their homeschool experience. I have so much experience and it's so fun. I was talking to somebody new the other day and she was like, it's our first year homeschooling. And I can see exactly what you mean by that. These are the things that I should be working on because if I want to homeschool long term, these are some very big foundational pieces that I definitely need. So it is so awesome to be able to come with all of these resources and all of this knowledge, all of this experience, and be able to come and help you build the most amazing, successful homeschool. So, when you are in the membership, I have broken down everything into 4 different sections. So it's so interesting because when we are homeschooling, a lot of times we have this story that if my homeschool's going well and kids would just do what I ask them to do in their school and do their schoolwork, then our family would run well because then people would be doing their chores and different habits and different skills that I want them to learn. And if they're doing that, then I like my kid and we're getting along really well. And if I'm liking my kid and they're listening to me, then I can feel happy. That way is so stinking exhausting and unfortunately does not even work. So I flip the whole thing. And what I teach you, these are the 4 sections that I teach you. First is your toolbox. So how in the world to be in charge of yourself? How in the world to be in charge with what emotion you want to feel? Do you want to feel calm? Do you want to feel patient? Understanding, compassion? Do you want to know how to feel angry? Do you want to know how to feel irritated without reacting and taking it out on your kids? I've got you. I can show you how to do all of those things. The other day, I had a client hop on, and usually in a coaching session, right, it's an obstacle and we're kind of looking at it and evaluating and all these types of things. But this client was in fight or flight. So we didn't do any of those things. And we just literally helped her regulate her nervous system, all in the new membership. The next set of videos are about your parenting, how to connect with any kid. And it is so much easier to connect with a kid when you are not putting the responsibility of how you feel on top of them. This way, you can hold space for them to be a human, to be a child, to be a teenager, to be figuring things out with making it mean something about you. So instead, if your teen rolled their eyes like, oh, interesting, like, really to ignore this, that it doesn't mean anything, that I can just love them. Like, oh, I also roll my eyes sometimes, right? So a lot of parenting with that, but also how in the world do you teach them and connect with them and not just going to ignoring all the time and just skipping through rainbows, but I love to call it intentional parenting. So we don't swing to being the dictator, the my way or the highway because I said so, but we also don't swing to there are no rules and I just love you and we're going to skip through the meadow and there are no consequences to your choices, right? I like to try to be as close to the middle as I can with this intentional parenting piece. So learning all of those amazing skills. Next, we go into the family piece. And this is so awesome. We were diving into this the other day in a coaching call because people were like, how do you do this? And what about this, the family? And just distilling it down to creating a rhythm and a culture for your family and a place to solve problems and a place to work together. And what do you even want your family to look like? Do you even know the aim? Right? Then we also have within their levels of liberty. And this one's really fun because this one really helps your kid to learn delayed gratification, right? So think about this with a job that if you go to work, you work a couple weeks and then you get a paycheck, right? And so teaching kids the same thing, that they advance and master skills, they get more liberties. So it may be, I'm trying to think, my kid is working on advancing right now. So one of his things, so we do it through the successful six of their finances, their emotions, their mental, physical, social, and spiritual. And with social, it can be actual social gatherings, like I want to hang out with friends more, or I want to be more intentional with my time between friends and family. But this guy, he feels pretty good about this. And so his thing for social is, how do I make the world a better place? So once a week, he's cleaning up garbage, and he'll walk about a mile and he'll just clean up garbage and make the area around him better. And I love that because then when he has mastered these skills, he's going to get more liberties that he wants. And he wants a later bedtime, and he wants either like an old school Nokia phone or maybe like a phone watch, right? That doesn't have all the things of a smartphone, but just something to help him to start navigating those skills as he is now a teenager, right? So I love that. We can dive into all of those things. Then we have all the homeschool stuff, right? How would I not have a whole video section devoted to homeschooling? So this is asking questions like, why am I teaching that? Why do I need my kids to do this? Or is it really important to me? And just because Meg says she teaches her kids this, do I need to teach my kids this? And Charlotte Mason recommended this, or somebody in TJ Ed recommended this. Do I need to do that? Do we need to do Shakespeare? Yes or no? You get to decide. Really understanding, why are you teaching things, the stages to help your kids, to help them develop a love for learning and be to become the student that then craves and wants to know more and is excited to learn, right? So all of those fun things. Also, as a bonus, you get the whole no yelling course, and that one is pretty life changing and super awesome. So this by itself would just be amazing, just the videos. But sometimes we get tools. We're like, how do I use this in this specific situation? That's why I offer weekly group coaching calls. These are so much fun. I love the energy of these calls. It's so fun to have a community of like minded mamas to help and to love and support you, to support other women. Sometimes on a call, somebody will be like, everything's crazy. My house is chaotic, or like, how in the world do I get ready and make breakfast and homeschool my kids, or just something else? And somebody will be like, yeah, tell me, how do we do that? Right. So like other people just like, so much love for you, or yeah, girl, I'm so glad you asked that because I had the exact same question. So much fun and support in these calls. I rotate through all of the topics that I talked about in the videos, teach new skills, and do a lot of live coaching with your specific concerns. So those are super fun. You're like, Meg, I don't know that I could commit to making live calls. Well, girl, don't you worry because you also get a link for a private podcast. This is my favorite way with lots of things, is that I don't always want to log onto a computer and sit and watch something. I love to be able to go be on the go and listen to something. So I have it on private podcast, but maybe you're like, Meg, I actually do like being able to sit down because then I can take notes, or like that's my time. Good, don't worry. Then you can have the whole video replay right on the website. So that's amazing. You may be saying, but Meg, what if I don't feel comfortable getting coached in a group? Oh my goodness, wouldn't it be amazing if I had something for that? Well, guess what? I most certainly do. As part of being a member, you get one free coaching session a week with either me or one of my amazing coaches. These calls are so fun and amazing and so helpful. Most of the calls I do are with the mamas in the group, and we've coached on everything, for tools for mom with their kids, with family, with homeschool, to a sister-in-law that drives you bonkers, a neighbor you're struggling with, something within your church, right? Like they are everywhere, and I've seen it all, and I love it all, and it's so much fun. But this membership is also for your family. So you can use that one free session a week for you, for your spouse. I've coached a lot of dads, and that's been a lot of fun. Sometimes we do homeschooling coaching, but a lot of times it's about their job and about their career and things that they have going on in their life and their stresses. But I also coach your teen. So there's a big asterisk by that. I will coach a teen who wants to be coached. And when they do want to be coached, it is so amazing. I love the teens. I think they're so fun. I have one amazing teen that I've been working with for some time, and she had some pretty severe anxiety over needles. She had broken her arm and had to get some shots and some different things with it, and she would had worked herself up over shots. Like, what if something happens and I have to go get shots again? And it was consuming her, and she had a lot of anxiety with about it. And so we were working on all these skills and giving her tools, and it was so fun because maybe it was last month or so, she goes, Meg, I had to get shots. And I was okay. And I was brave and I did it. Like, and it was so cool to see her face something that she was afraid of. And we didn't go from day one to being afraid of shots to day two getting shots, right? But working her through that process and seeing how courageous she really is. And so when a teen wants to be coached, oh man, they are on fire. So that is part of your memberships. So all of this plus lessons for your homeschool, right? These I'm actually, as I have been, I this was my first year doing lessons, and after getting feedback and whatnot, I'm going to be doing a much more simplified version so that it is a little bit more entry level, so that you can feel like you could check everything off your list and then add anything else you want to, right? So that it's not like, because I know some people would look at it and like, wow, this is a lot of great stuff, but actually now I feel bad that I can't get to it all. So instead of that, flip it where I'm going to give a lot more of the simple lesson plans of, but then having great books for your teens still, things they could do. But then if you're like, I have a great idea, we're going to watch this video or we're going to go make this awesome craft, that then you would get the opportunity to kind of explore and try some of those things. So all of those lessons are also all within the membership. So here's some more exciting news, friend. This is why I'm so excited, because it just keeps getting better and better. I want to be able to give you a sneak peek into the membership. So when you sign up, whether that is monthly or annually, you get a week for free. So you get a week to come in, check out some videos, check out some content, see how you like it, all of those types of things, and make sure that it's a great fit for you. So you get a 7-day free trial before you get charged, right? And you can cancel that time and decide if it's a good fit for you. So the final thing I want to talk to you about. Now, this is good and bad news. The good news first is that I really, really love helping people and their families with their homeschool, all those things. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't do this. It brings me so much joy to hear another family creating peace and harmony, learning how to get along. Mom and dad are just feeling more joyful. Like it brings me so much joy that I cannot even explain it, right? I could coach all day if like I didn't have my own family here, just because I know the good it's doing. But I do have a family and I do have people living here. So part of the bad news is because I love that intimate and really getting to know people, I am capping how many people are allowed in the membership. So I know a lot of coaches, I think I said this before, want to make millions, which is so cool. That's so awesome. What a neat goal. And so they want thousands of members and all of this awesome stuff, but that's not my goal. Um, my goal is to really truly help all of these amazing families. And I do have overhead and I do have coaches to pay and I have other things like that. So there's a cost, right? But I am going to be capping it. And then when I hit the cap, I will be closing the door. So if this is something that you have been thinking about joining, now is the time. You're welcome to message me on Instagram, Coach Meg Thomas, or through email. If you have questions, you can also check it out at coachmegthomas.com and go through and see some of the things you get there. But I wanted to share with you what some of the members have said. One member said, Mama's Members is an answer to prayer. Meg leads a community of women striving to create an awesome life. Meg's style of coaching is gentle but real. Her life experiences and education, along with her fun personality, breathe new life into our efforts. Her real practical exercises help us break down all life scenarios and tackle them in a new light. Her fun challenges help push us in good ways. Her tools make life and homeschool meaningful and prosperous. Personally, Meg has helped me transform family, communication, and rhythms in her home. More peace, connection, and love abound thanks to Meg's coaching. Meg is truly a cheerleader for awesomeness. Such a blessing. That is just from one awesome mama. Another mama said how much the memberships helped her with yelling. So many tips how to handle the environment of her home, how to have courage, to lay back a little and let kids be who they are while guiding them kindly and thoughtfully. Another mom says she loves it because it helps her keep the drama out of her house. She feels like it helps fill her up with good so that she can fill up the others in her home. Um, so, friends, go to www.coachmegthomas.com. Check it out. Remember, you can try it for a week, see if it's a good fit for you. And if it is, I would love to have you join. Excited to see you on the calls. Once again, message me if you have any questions. And if not, I'll see you in the membership. Have a great one, friends.